The saga of heaven has begun, and the greatest and most relentless gods will be either Athena's allies or enemies in this final chapter. Some of these gods have already been revealed in the story, or in the official sketches by Masama and Kurumada, and I'm going to show each of them to you now. Hello, Knights and Amazons. Welcome to the Semperquist Saber channel. I'm Wes, and today I'm going to show you who are the 3 gods who are Athena's enemies, and the 3 who are her allies in the Saga of Heaven. Did you like the topic? So go ahead and click like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and let's get into this awesome video. And Saber Andromeda managed to awaken the god cloths by bathing their outfits with the blood of the goddess Athena herself. They invaded the Elysian fields and defeated Thanatos, the god of death, Hypnos, the god of sleep, and the emperor of the underworld himself, Hades. The death of Hades destabilized the balance of the universe. The underworld collapsed. Saga was wounded by Hades' cursed sword, left confined to a wheelchair, lingering between life and death, with a destructive cosmo that consumes his remaining days. Desperate to save her most loyal ally, Saori made a radical decision that broke the most sacred laws of space and time. She traveled to Olympus to ask for help, and ended up invading the flow of time to change the past. This audacity from the goddess of Earth and humanity's history of rebellion set off a red alert at the top of Mount Olympus. The gods no longer see humans as flawed creatures to be corrected, but rather as a dangerous plague that has learned to assassinate deities. The Saga of the Heavens is not just another holy war for territory. It is an execution decreed by the Olympian pantheon itself. But Olympus is not a unified block of gods. While some want to see the destruction of Earth, others are beginning to realize that the extinction of humans could bring about the ruin of everything, and the survival of Earth will depend directly on diplomacy, mutual respect, and shared interests among some gods. Some of them have a much broader vision of the balance of the universe. And now I'm going to show you which of them will be Athena's allies in this saga. Number 1, Poseidon. Yes, my friends, Poseidon, the god who almost drowned the entire world, stands out as one of Athena's greatest potential allies in this saga. To understand this, we need to analyze the actions of Poseidon's soul that resides in the body of Julian Solo. In the story of Saint Seiya, Poseidon never wanted the complete destruction of planet Earth. His grand plan was to carry out a cleansing through torrential rains to stop human corruption, and then rule over the purified surface. He loved the Earth. So much so that during the climax of the terrible battle in the Elysian fields against Hades, something extraordinary happened. Even while locked in Athena's amphora, Poseidon's consciousness temporarily awakened due to the terrible total eclipse caused by the Emperor of the Underworld. Poseidon realized that if Hades won, the Earth would be plunged into eternal darkness, killing all life, including his beloved oceans. And in an act of pure cosmic cooperation, Poseidon used his immense divine cosmo to send 5 gold cloths across the dimensions to the Elysian fields, so that Sagittarius, Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Aquarius could protect the young bronze saints. If he did that against Hades, he will certainly do it again if Olympus decides to obliterate the Earth. Today, Julian Solo travels the world as a philanthropist, alongside Sorrento of Siren, helping the children orphaned by floods. Poseidon's connection with the human world and his disdain for gods who destroy the balance make him the human sky god. And his disdain for gods who destroy the balance makes him the perfect ally. In this second saga, Artemis officially entered the front lines of the story during the events of Next Dimension. She rules the Moon Temple in Olympus, protected by her fierce satellite warriors, commanded by Laskimum and the relentless Callisto. Initially, Artemis presented herself as a severe and punitive figure. She was deeply enraged to see her younger sister Athena go to Olympus, begging to alter the past just to save the life of a mere mortal like Seiya. However, if we look closely at the dynamic between the two, it becomes clear that Artemis's actions are not driven by pure hatred. She fears for Athena's life. Artemis knows that Olympus's punishment for a rebellious goddess is death or eternal imprisonment. By scolding her, she was actually trying to restrain her sister before the great council of the gods, or Zeus himself, realized the seriousness of the situation. And in the end, Artemis allowed Saori to follow her path to the god of time, showing a glimpse of compassion and sibling love. Faced with an all-out war where other radical forces try to execute Saori, the beloved moon goddess will most likely stand as a protective shield, balancing her loyalty to Olympus with her deep desire not to see her sister destroyed. Number 3, Apollo. Apollo as a possible ally might seem completely crazy to anyone who remembers him as the overwhelming antagonist from the movie Heaven's Prologue. In that story, Apollo's Cosmo was so absurdly gigantic and intimidating that he reduced all of Seiya's techniques to nothing, erasing the reality around him with a simple raise of his hand. He represents the pinnacle of pride and divine perfection, so why would he be an ally? The answer lies in the very nature of the sun god. In Next Dimension, Apollo is shown as the true embodiment of order, light, and justice, not as a sadistic villain. At the end of the saga, he appears to deliver divine punishment, intending to destroy Athena's knights in the sanctuary. But Saori intervenes with a proposal. She gave up her divinity to her brother Apollo in exchange for the lives of the knights. Thus, Apollo erased the memories of Athena, Saya, and the others, making them live ordinary lives. However, Apollo is still keeping an eye on Athena, worried that his sister might awaken again and stir up the wrath of the other gods. That's why in the main timeline, when the Heaven Saga reaches its peak and corrupt or evil gods try to destroy the world and Athena, Apollo may act as the ultimate ally. While the allies have gods motivated by respect and balance, on the enemy's side, we find ancient, manipulative forces of unprecedented cruelty. They don't just want to punish. They want to erase the A from the destiny of humans, and now I'm going to show each of them to you. Number Kair. Kair is a terrifying and ingenious addition to Saint Seiya. Introduced by the creator in the special chapters of Saint Seiya, Origin and Destiny, she is an evil underworld deity, younger sister of twin gods Thanatos and Hypnos, serving the underworld's interests. Kair is the very definition of the silent enemy who destroys nations without delivering a single direct physical blow. If you've ever wondered why the story of the Knights of the Zodiac began with such tragedy, with the sanctuary being corrupted, Grandmaster Shion being murdered, and the Gemini Knight turning into a monster, know that it's all Kair's fault. She was the one who sent an evil star directly to the Gemini temple in the sanctuary, introducing an evil spirit into baby Saga's body and creating his destructive split personality. Not satisfied, she also used her poisonous words and manipulation powers to incite Gemini Canon to start a war that took the lives of thousands of people. Kair operates by manipulating and sowing discord in the hearts of the most powerful on Earth. In the Heaven Saga, even with her brothers Thanatos and Hypnos defeated, Kair remains active in the shadows. She can use her powers to resurrect specters and is the first villain who began her attack against Athena in the Heaven Saga. Number 2. Kronos. Kronos does not have a human form or a defined physical body. He manifests as a gigantic and mesmerizing galaxy located at the edge of Olympus. When Saori Kido and Andromeda Shun arrive before him, begging to be sent to the time of the Holy War of the 18th century, Kronos agrees to help them. But he demands a price and plays a very dangerous game. He warns that tampering with time brings catastrophic consequences. He deliberately messed with the telomeres in Athena's body, turning the goddess into a helpless baby when he sent her to the past. Kronos' selfish and chaotic actions caused a colossal fracture in the timeline. This temporal distortion enabled the return of Odysseus of Ophiuchus, the legendary 13th gold saint, whose existence threatens to destroy the sanctuary and reality itself. Kronos sees reality, the past, and the future as toys in his cosmic garden. He is a formidable enemy. He controls the timelines of every living being's life. And at the end of the Next Dimension saga, we understand that Kronos is a manipulative god who is against Athena and even against the gods of Olympus. Number 3. Hera. Although Zeus is the supreme ruler of Mount Olympus, in classical mythology and in the foreshadowing of Saint Seiya, he often remains isolated, going away to the ends of the universe and leaving the Earth under Athena's protection. That's why the one who really manages the fury of Olympus and carries out punishments against mortal rebellions is his wife Hera, the queen of the gods. Hera has a deep hatred for anything that breaks the sacred hierarchy that places the gods at the top of the universe. For Hera, the fact that Athena descended to the level of humans, adopted the name Saori Kido, shed her blood for mere mortals, and allowed those same humans to challenge and kill gods like Hades, is an unforgivable heresy. She sees Athena's actions as a betrayal of her own bloodline and of Olympus itself. Hera is portrayed as the great mind behind Olympus in the Heaven Saga, the force that unifies the divine council to sign the order for the destruction of humanity. This character hasn't appeared in the story yet, but Kurumada has already released some sketches where he was developing Hera and Zeus so that both would appear in the Heaven Saga. Zeus is currently a real mystery. We don't know if he is really in Olympus or if he is hiding somewhere else. Besides, I believe that Zeus will not be Athena's enemy in this saga. But his actions are still a complete mystery to everyone. And you, my friends, what do you think about the Heavens saga? Which other gods do you want to see in this saga? Leave a comment and let me know. And of course, thank you for watching this video until the end. See you next time. That in your heaven.